Welcome guys back to Ocarina of Time Randomizer. In the last episode we struck gold. So much gold. And today we finally got this letter. Oh, this letter. It's pretty good. Anyways, he's going weep over. Okay, he just teleports, I forgot. We don't get here to weep. And if I wasn't going for 100%, I'm guessing I could be done in 2 episodes from now. So, that sucks in the way of... It sucks in the way of, how do I want to word this? There's no, like, struggle now, if that makes sense. Because Randomizer, the biggest draw on it is... you don't know what you're going to get. I still don't know some things and when I'm going to get them. There's still 3 songs missing and I need one specifically the most. But I don't need it to beat the game. I need it to get to other things. And I don't think we're missing too much in order to finish the game. In fact, all we're missing is the Forest Medallion, which we'll get by being Lord Jabu Jabu. But we still got some other things we can do. And I want to do those things because I just set that goal. So I'm going to do it. So I hope you guys don't mind that. And we're getting some Skulltulas right now. Now that we finally get a go here. Which is ridiculous how long this took to get here. I can't believe Lord Jabu Jabu is the last main temple, dungeon, whatever. The last one. Well, besides Ganon. Ganon's castle, though, that's a final level. That's different from like a dungeon or a temple. It's like the level 9 equivalent. Wow, you're a piece of crap. I think every fairy fountain was poop, wasn't it? All of them? No, because I got the... that's how I got the Lens of Truth in the last episode, so never mind. I take everything I back. Everything in the past fairy locations were kind of junk. It's like super quiet and everything right now. So that's weird. And Lord Jabu Jabu doesn't sound like he's doing well. If you like hear that. I don't know if you guys can hear super well. I tried to turn up the game audio a lot, but I don't want it to just all of a sudden I'm just like talking to you casually and then all of a sudden bah, 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 like some boss music comes on. So eat me, Lord Jabu Jabu. Hey, it skips the cutscene. Of course it does. And we're inside Lord Jabu Jabu's belly. This is the last mandatory dungeon we have to do before we beat the game, basically. I don't know if I'm going to cut anything. I mean, of course, you guys will know because I'll just, like, jump around or something. Oh, yeah. And we got the dungeon item early, so we could do some weird things out of order. But I'm more familiar with this dungeon than I am, like, the past couple I've done. Spirit Temple, the Shadow Temple. I'm more familiar with this than those, as you can imagine. Considering this is much earlier in the game. And I remember at the beginning of the playthrough, I was thinking, hey, I can probably do all the dungeons in the right order. Which I was getting close to being able to do that if it wasn't for that stupid bottle. That bottle just kind of put a damper on my plans of doing that. So, we're going to use Bruto? Did I not throw you? Did I just drop you? But it looked like I threw you? I was going to say we're going to throw her because her butt is like super powerful. It could destroy all these enemies in like one hit. I grabbed that instead. That's funny. So if you're just now joining me though, this is a randomizer where you play Ocarina of Time and you get items in certain ways. It's weird. It's great. I love it. Okay, having this is broken. Link's falling down. Help! Anyways, climb back up, Link. So yeah, this is a little broken. I grabbed as much as I could of each thing almost. So that way I make sure I have the tracker right. Because I'm not the best at keep that up. It's like my one regret in this randomizer run is not knowing, basically. Or not remembering to do these things. So you're not supposed to have the boomerang yet, so that makes these guys a lot easier to kill. You can just throw Ruto at them and kill them in one hit, but this is just honestly easier. It's less funny, but it's a lot more... I don't know, it's a lot faster. I say that, but at the same time I missed. I don't have to even kill these guys. I guess I just didn't want them in my way. I don't know. So the dead zone's still weird on this controller. I don't know if I'll even fix it before I finish up this game. I think it's just a fairy up here, yeah. Oh, well. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the randomizer run. I have enjoyed it. I've been doing it since I came back on YouTube. Because I took that little break and everything. I used Ruto to break it instead of my boomerang or anything. He's got like a million uvulas or some junk. So that's weird. Alright, and once we get up here, there is a door back there. But all that's back there, or not a door, but like that area behind the Octorok, there's a Deku scrub. But that's all that's back there, so I think it'd be pointless to go. But we had to wait on this thing to come back. Because what we're basically doing is trying to get Ruto back up here. That way we could do parts of the dungeon, because she's still necessary for the randomizer. Not because of cutscenes or anything, but because she physically helps you beat this level. So, I'm sitting here thinking, what big game to play? Besides like the NES games and everything, what to play on the channel once this is over? Like, this is gonna be weird. I don't remember which one to do first. Okay, this one, I think you just had to step on it. I think it's not blue, so I think we could both go. There's one of these you have to leave her behind. Or is it both of them? Okay, never mind. It's this one. We're good. Alright. I think this is the one. Yeah, with these guys. What are their names again? You might hear my dog barking. There's a bunch of people playing outside. Like hit our neighbors and everything. Sorry about that. I'll try to make it where you can't hear her, but if you do, I mean, it's a dog. There's not much you can do. She's in the other room, at least. And having the boomerang is amazing. I've never done this before because this is one of those rooms you're expected to do before you get the boomerang. In fact, doesn't this room give you the boomerang, or is it the one to the left of this area? One of them do. One of us gives like the compass or something. But here is the map. Yay. So there's only one chest that gives us an item according to this randomizer. Like a random item, not the dungeon map compass or well, you don't really get keys in this one. So it's kind of fortunate that we didn't have to do this one earlier, because the chances of it being something useful would have been pretty crap. So here's this thing. Parasite tentacle. Even Navi doesn't know. The designers was like, we need you to kill a boomerang. Or use a boomerang to kill something. They're like, I know, it's just put a weird parasite. That sounds cool. Like, what is that supposed to be? Is it part of the boss? So we got the compass and the map immediately. That's cool. So now I can make sure I don't miss any chests. I know, I'll take you with me from now on. Sorry, I actually had to do that. Seriously, I had to. Because when you destroy that tentacle, it puts everything at a... it breaks the tentacle up in any other spot it was. If you start losing this, and you have a decent amount of health, just run into the bubbles. Because they explode on contact. That's funny that... I know there was the bubble before Ocarina of Time, but it's funny that... Hang on. Bundle of arrows, so that's supposedly the one item in here. Wow, that sucks. But what I was trying to say is, there were bubbles before Ocarina of Time. You know, the skeleton dudes. But it's funny that the bubbles have a different name than an actual bubble in this game. Like, there's enemies that are actually bubbles, but they're not bubbles. I'm just making sure I'm going to the right spot. We gotta destroy this tentacle, that way we can go into the room up front. Because, no, you get the boomerang. I forget what you get. Oh, you had to destroy this tentacle to go somewhere. It was something like that. I don't remember. Yeah. That tentacle, like, blocks somewhere. No, I didn't. I didn't destroy the last one. Good thing I checked my map. I think that's most people's problems with 3D Zeldas. When they were like, oh, I got lost in Majora's Mask. I got lost in Ocarina of Time. They give you a map and a compass. They give you both of those things. And in the vanilla games, you just get them normally. Like, nothing too complicated and out of the way or anything. So, if you get lost, like a lot of people's main complaints in the Water Temple and the Great Bay Temple is they get lost. But if you know you haven't been into a room, then you just have to make the water in both of those dungeons either rise or the gears change or whatever you want to call it. You just have to make them to where you get to those rooms you've never been to. Now, the only ones that suck is rooms you've been to, but you didn't have a certain item like the long shot or something. And you have to remember, oh, I didn't have the long shot there. Those are more confusing. Okay, and now I can't remember if it was this one or the other side. Okay, it was this one. We're good. So, we're going through this dungeon pretty fast. Even without cutting. I don't know if I've cut anything. Because there may be just some moments I don't know. I didn't agree. I don't know why the game designers put two Skulltulas right beside each other. Where you could get both with the same item. The boomerang. I thought this was really dumb. Even as a child. It's like, why? Why? There's more rooms. If the key item's a boomerang, and you're like, oh, it's an excuse to use the boomerang and show that you can get Skulltulas with it, why don't you just do it anyway? Yay, it skips the cutscene of her getting excited. But it doesn't skip this one, I guess. Alright, this fight's funny if you do it the right way. Princess Bruto got the spiritual stone, but why her? You have it in your pocket, so you're really confused. Because technically we already have the spiritual stone of water. We just don't have the forest medallion. Ah! That looks like it hurts because the spikes go right through his apart insides. Ugh. Spikes. Why? Anyways, we got, I think his name is just Big Octo. Let me double check. Yeah, Big Octo. Attack it from behind. No comment. So just let him run into you. Trust me, it makes this fight a lot faster. And guess what? He's dead. That's it. That's it. It's because Deku Sticks, I did a whole bunch of research because I was curious. Deku Sticks do as much damage as the Master Sword does. Yes, a stick, as a child, a 10-year-old, swinging a stick is as strong as... I don't know if he's actually 10. That's just something I've always heard. As I guess a 17-year-old with the Master Sword. The legendary Blade of Evil's Bane. And a kid with a stick is just as strong. So, when you come in here, come over here and kill this Octorok. Or just, he ran away from me and messed me up. Because he could be pretty annoying. But just, this is a really, really clever dungeon. As in, just the idea of it. Going inside a weird fish with, like, weird things. And they don't have to make sense because this is a fantasy setting. So it's just a really neat idea. Are we almost done? Oh my god. We are. And, we don't... Oh... This is what I was talking about in, I think, the Fire Temple. Where the game teaches you this early by having Princess Ruto be something you set on switches. So when you see these boxes that you've never seen before, you're like, what are these? And then you see this and you're like, oh. And then when you get to the Fire Temple, you see the boxes again and you're like, supposed to realize, hey, these are the boxes I used earlier in the game. I bet I use them again, and you end up using them in the Fire Temple. I wish you had the cane of, is it Bernia? The cane of B, whichever one it is that makes blocks. I feel like that would be pretty neat, and they haven't really done that in 3D. Just to make a block and then out of anywhere, instead of doing block puzzles. And maybe like pick up the blocks and throw them, kind of like A Link to the Past. Whichever one it is that does that. Alright, let's see if I'm actually done with this place. Okay, we're done Skulltula-wise, which is pretty important in my eyes. And you kind of gotta stand back to hit this one. Okay. Time for a boss fight. I guess we're done. Because I was only supposed to grab one chest that had an item. So in here, the heart container should be something. It might be the last heart container. Because I still got one more of those to find. And 8 heart pieces still. So that's weird. So here we have Baronade. I was just reading because the fact that this thing has tentacles makes you think, yeah, this is what the tentacles came from. But these tentacles are a lot smaller than the giant parasite ones that are in the rest of it. The only thing that is not the best in Ocarina is the boom. I think the boomerang is just so much better in later Zelda games. I think that is the item that benefited the most. Just because you can aim at like multiple targets in Wind Waker. They built the bosses around that. It's really cool. Just the boomerang, it's like the fire flower in Mario. It's just one of those, it doesn't work as well as it does on 2D. Like, not 2D, but top-down. Because you don't have to worry about layers and everything. Like an ogre does. I don't know what's wrong with me. don't know why I keep bringing up layers. It's not on purpose. This is the longest this fight's ever taken me. I know because, well, besides maybe a kid. It's just, look how much health I'm supposed to have. Very, very few. Well, not very few health. That doesn't make sense. I'm supposed to have a lot less health than I do. Look how much damage this does. I'm just going to get it on purpose. 1/4 of a heart. 1/4. It doesn't take for him forever to kill me. I'm not going math right now. But this is one of those, it's cooler than what you actually, or when you think about the fight's not, it's kind of a tedious in a way, but it's a cool fight, I think. I think if they straight up remade Ocarina of Time and gave it like some different things, then it would really benefit. But I have a feeling they would be like Ocarina of Time 3D where they don't change it too much. It was a piece of art. Okay. Okay. Now, here's our first Sundre that I know of in my childhood. Because she's like, I didn't need your help, Baka. You know, like those anime tropes. There we go. We could technically go into Ganon now. But we're not going to. It'll be not too many episodes, but it won't be that many, hopefully. Now, with this Forest Medallion, we get access to 2 songs as Adult Link. And we're pretty much done with being Young Link in general. Which is sad. Young Link was my main in Super Smash Bros. Melee. I know, random. And I'm super excited he's going to be in Ultimate. I'm going to play as him. Mostly because of nostalgia. He was just a faster version of Link. I'm curious what he actually plays like in this game. If they changed him up even more. Of course, by the time I say this, they possibly could have showed him off by now more. Besides that little minute-long trailer. Anyways, I know that's super random to talk about, but I'll see you guys. I'm going to be Adult Link, and I'm going to get those 2 songs before we end this off. Okay, guys. About to get the Master Sword now, and we're going to get those 2 songs. And it shouldn't take long. It's crazy that the Prelude of Light took us this long, and the Song of Storms, I guess, but the Prelude more, because it would have been so helpful. Hey! Sweet! Song of Storms. Awesome. Oh, God. Now, it's raining inside of the Temple of Time. That's awesome. Oh, okay. Prelude of Light. It's gonna be the last song we get in this randomizer. What a jerk game. Alright, guys, now that we got those 2 songs and I'm Adult Link, we're going to go to, I think, the Ice Cavern in the next episode. Excuse me. And we're going to see what all we get in there. Supposedly there's 9 chests that have items. I'm curious how many of these missing things are there. Not that there's many missing things. It'd be funny if every single heart type thing was in there. That would be hilarious. Let's hope that happens. And then I guess we got the Bomb of the Well and some cleanup. And then it's Ganon time, baby. So I'll see you guys in the next episode where we start one of those things. Alright, guys. Bye!